Good afternoon. Time to wrap it up for November the 4th, 2014. Getting started a little bit early this afternoon. I'm going to try to get one of the videos out in addition with a recap for the day. We came in today wanting to sell the 2010 area, give or take. And we had our first buy at 2000, 2002. Said it might take a 5 to get in. We didn't know. And then at 95, 97. And we started today saying we really liked getting long in the 95, 97 area. So this was buy number 2. And if our number 1 sell holds, then your trading target and your entry, you should think in terms of number 2 on the buy side. So getting in here, nice retest failure, produced a nice winning trade. Getting here in this area, depending on how you got into this particular trade right here, produced a nice winning trade. We've had bigger trades. Then selling failure to punch through 1011 or getting in here on a sell stop produced one hell of a winning trade. Got a higher low right here, so this would have been your entry on a buy stop. Probably a scratch. Coming back in, here's a nice retest failure. Buy stop somewhere up in here. You're long in the 99 area, and the market rallies up to 206. So our buy area, our number 2 buy area, which was predicted because number 1 sell area produced a hell of a winning trade. And it's continued to deliver for us. So a couple hours ago, we thought that the market might close in this 204 area, give or take. That still looks reasonable. We can have a late rally. Normally, the Republican takeover of the Senate, if it actually does happen, would be bullish, but I don't think anybody sees anything in the way of changes coming or very little in the way of opposition. And between now and the start of the new Congress in January of 2015, there's a lot of stuff that can be done by this outgoing Senate. Again, on the assumption that they do lose. So I think the stock market's kind of looking at it with a little bit of concern. So we'll look for a close in the 2004 area. Looking at the F1 screen, what does that show for tomorrow? Lower high, lower low, that makes us a seller. Lower high, lower low makes us a seller. So this screen says sell. Looking at the F2 screen, we've got a P put in backwards, and we have a longer term P over here. So on this particular, on the assumption that we're going to close this thing at 206, right here, the last trade, we're going to sell failure to take out 10 to 12 and 14 to 16. On the buy side, that last rotate down stopped in the 201 area, so 2000, 2002 will be buy 1, and buy 2 will be 95, 97. We have news tomorrow. ADP private employment, 230K, that's a big number. Market service PMI, which is starting to gain some traction, but the ISM index carries more weight, 57.1, and the ISM service at 58, and this ISM number regularly comes in much higher than forecast, so I would guess it'll be higher than 58. But the election results, how the market plays the election results, is probably going to be the big driver tomorrow. The number 1 focus will be ADP, and number 2 focus will be ISM services. Had a pretty good day today in the E-mini. If you've taken the trades as per our setups and our recommendations, had it going. research-wise, and our setups worked really, really well. Okay, the note was kind of all over the place. It's an inside day right here. That means trading range. Normally, you would predict a higher market tomorrow if the Republicans won, on the idea that there would be a little more fiscal conservative approach to the budgeting process and spending. That's not anything that you can count on. The Republican leadership don't take the Democrats on in anything, and they frankly don't have any problems selling. Spending more money. I'm going to sell failure to take out 16 to 20. I think that's probably the play, the easiest one to see. On the buy side, we are at support, so 5 to 9, just where we had it this morning. Will be buy 1, and buy 2 will be 29 to 01. It's really, really, when you're starting to make calls on, the potential for change in D.C. and when both parties, one's just a smaller form of the other one, a little bit less on the fringes, it's pretty difficult to make calls based on that. So we're going to let the market do it for us. Looking at the F2 on the bond, a little bit stronger. The knob spread has strengthened. It's back up in the 15 area. So we have the low. We're going to make 1 to 5 to buy, and 25, 29 for buy 2. Last rotate up stopped at 19. We're currently at 11, so selling failure to take out 16 to 20 will be the first short. And then 23 to 27 for S2. Again, I don't have a strong feeling on, whether the Republicans will win or not. I think they will, but what that actually means for the markets tomorrow, not a real strong feeling. I think the safest bet out there is the stock market sideways to higher because of Fed intervention. And looking at gold, we got a seller at 70 to 75, and we've got a buyer at 60 to 65, and it's a very, very tight range. Longer term, I think it's headed lower. So sell 1 will be 70, 72. Sell 2 will be 75, 77. I think a Republican election owning both houses would be negative for gold in normal times. 65, 63, we'll leave that again as buy 1 because it's a B pattern. And then B2 will make 58 to 60. The political entrepreneur, and they work the private side when they go through and they do the bidding of the lobbyists and the Fortune 1000 companies while they serve on Capitol Hill or places close to it or in the agencies, and they move on into private industry. And if they've done the industry's bidding, it's a pretty good, pretty fast track to live pretty large. And a lot of people do that now. If you look at the qualifications of a lot of politicians that go to Washington, they used to be a list out there of alcoholism, failed businesses, criminal records, and the rest of it. And the members of Congress and the Senate were an illustrious group, and it's when you think about a lot of people aren't the best and the brightest. That may no longer be the case when people see that's a quick, easy way to get rich. And a lot of kids coming out of school want to work for the government these days. Okay, crude oil. We have rejected prices below 76 and a quarter, so that's a little band of support. We've rejected prices over 77.35, so 50 to 75 is resistance. So I'll make 50 to 75, sell one, and then 78, 78 and a quarter, sell two. On the buy side, we'll make 76.50 to 25, buy one. And then 76 even, 75, 75 for buy two. Favored a little bit to the upside, a little bit higher. I'm kind of the school that Saudi Arabia is sending a message to our frackers that you can't count on prices being as high as they have been. Yeah, I agree with you, Fitz, on that. I mean, it's where are the, back in the old days in the States, the best and the brightest, the best minds went into business because you could make some money. But Washington, D.C.'s turned that around. I mean, I have one of my good friends' son and daughter work for the sheriff department. They spend every penny they get. They're maxed out on credit. They have a six-figure income plus with both of them working, and they get to retire early at 70% of their last 3 years' salary. And they said, "But God, I haven't saved any money." And they don't have to save money. They got $1 million plus annuities waiting for them right there. So it's a good kids, do the right things, heart's in the right place, but it's a pretty easy row to hoe. Is something that you don't get shot in the line of duty or service. And there's so many of the jobs that are like that. Back in the old days, the deal with the government was that keep your nose clean and work, just show up and do an adequate job. We won't pay you so much, but you don't have to worry about getting fired. And you won't make as much money as your civilian counterpart. That is no longer the case. I mean, the average government worker before benefits makes a lot more money than their private counterpart anymore. Volume is moving higher in this distribution. We said we've got a 25.75 plus and a 24.75 minus. And that's probably our range right now. Okay, some EU foreign ministers dropped a bomb on the European Central Bank, Draghi. S1 will be 70 to 80. S2 will be 25 to 126. Then we'll go up there and test the buck. On the buy side, we had this breakout from 38, we're at 56, so 30 to 40 will be buy one. And 25 even to 25.10 will be buy two. But I used to just cringe back when I was in the service and look at so many people that had to be at their desk at such and such a time and had to spend so much time at their desks, but they really had nothing to do. And they put books inside these manuals. They would look busy. And God, I couldn't imagine spending 30 years trying to do something like that. Boring. Hey, that's it for November the 4th. We'll see you bright and early in the morning, 6:45 Central. Hope you all have a good evening, and may the candidate of your choice win. I'm out of here.